welcome to Alongside Lauren. I'm Lauren and I'm so glad that I get to spend a few moments on this Sunday afternoon getting some bits and pieces prepared to make my life in the coming week a little bit easier. And this is my husband and sous chef Heath.
Hello. Hi, everybody.
And we have spent most of our afternoon chopping and prepping and getting bits and pieces done. Whenever someone tells me that something's really quick and easy and you can just throw it into the slow cooker, I wish that person would come and chop those things for me. In the slow cooker, we have got an insane amount of vegetables with some pork on top. The mushrooms will cook down eventually, and everything will cook, I'm pretty sure. But I have absolutely no idea what to call this. This is just an amalgam of bits and pieces that were in the fridge and on sale. But it's some kind of wintry pork stew or casserole. So we've got some beautiful pork shoulder there that we got on sale, my favourite kind of pork shoulder, with eggplant and mushrooms and pumpkin. And I've also got some shelled chestnuts that are going to go in there once that has cooked down a little bit. And we are also going to add in some port once we have got a little bit more space in the slow cooker. But what I'm working on now is some beautiful Arayes. I have no idea if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'm pretty sure I'm not pronouncing that correctly. Some beautiful Arayes that we're going to make, which is like a meat stuffed pita pocket. But the thing that I love about this is rather than having to muck around with making meatballs or anything like that, is we just make the meat mix and then we cut some pita pockets in half and we just stuff the raw meat mix in there and then cook them on the hot plate. Could not be simpler, and they are so tasty. Like, we have made these a few times now, and it's one of those things where I will find myself getting like excited when I know it's getting close to lunchtime, because I know I get to eat these delicious bits and pieces. So we are going to serve them with a side salad that we are also going to make. More chopping. But we are definitely getting our plant points in this week. One of those things.
Plant points. Is that another word for veggies?
Well, yes, but it's one of those things where, like, to sort of encourage good digestive health, is that you should be getting at least 30 plant points a week. So that's like 30 different types of like fruits and vegetables and plant-based materials a week. So so we're pretty good normally at getting our plant points in. I think we got 40 last week.
Yikes. Did we?
We did.
Yeah. Well, we have a bit of salad for breakfast, so that definitely helps in the
We do. We have what I don't know if he affectionately refers to it as breakfast salad, but we do have breakfast salad. And actually, in the oven at the moment, I have got a few sort of different bits and pieces roasting away. Including some slow roasted tomatoes.
Oh, nice.
Which we'll be having with our breakfast.
Always love these. We've only kind of discovered these in the last
they're beautiful.
4 weeks or something?
These have been in the oven now for 3.5 hours at sort of 140, and they are perfect. So I'll take those out. I've got some beetroot roasting away, and have also got some sweet potato and parsnips.
Yeah, they look good too.
That have been roasting. So that's just got some veggie stock powder and some olive oil on there. And I'm just going to add in some cauliflower as well. So we're going to have that as kind of like the side to go with the stew. Rather than doing like a mash or something like that, we had like a really beautiful beef and red wine. Well, I say red wine, it was actually leftover mulled wine last week, which was fantastic. And we had it with like some roasted cauliflower again, and what else was it? It was cauliflower and Brussels sprouts. Oh, they were so good.
They actually were, yes. And we thought we might have overcooked them a tad, but they ended up perfect. They ended up so good.
And it was really nice just having them instead of like a mash or something like that, I thought. Because otherwise,
absolutely,
when you have like the mash with the stew, it kind of just means that everything tastes a bit smushy. Very technical term. And I just think there's something so beautifully wintry about sweet potato and cauliflower sort of all together. So we'll pop that in for another 20, maybe 30 minutes. And I'll increase the temperature of the oven as well. And I've got some beetroot roasting, which will go in the side salad to go with the Arayes.
Arayes.
I think I'm saying it different
Yeah.
every time.
Who knows? Who knows? So, yeah.
So-
I'd never heard of Arayes until today. So
Well, no,
yes.
I think I just would refer to them as the meat stuffed pitters. Or meat pitters? No.
Yep.
That doesn't
I think
sound right.
stuffed pitters
Stuffed
makes
pitters.
sense. Yep.
Meat pitters makes it sound, I don't know. Something armpit related.
Okay, so you've got some garlic there. I can
I
see you've got
do.
an onion.
So there's meant to be 2 cloves of garlic. So of
Right.
course I've done like
Well,
4.
The onion, do you want me to chop this up?
Yeah, that'd be
into
great.
quarters?
Yep. We've also got sort of quarter of a red onion from other dishes that we had. We had the nicest night last night.
Too right, yeah. So what we did last night was we decided that we would celebrate how things are going, basically.
Yeah.
And so we went and we celebrated, and we went to the park, and the park is on the water that we went to, and we took with us a
Yes,
picnic.
we did,
Well,
but
kind of a picnic.
like a sort of barbecue. But
Yeah.
rather than, I guess, having your standard sort of sausages or something like that, we prepared some sous vide steak.
So sous vide is when you heat your steak at low temperature for a long, long
Yeah,
time
in a
bag.
so it's in a water bath, but you're cooking the steak sort of in a bag.
Yeah. And it means that it really tenderizes things.
And it
Yeah.
kind of takes some of the pressure off when you're cooking steak, particularly cooking steak on a barbecue you don't know.
I think that was your stroke of genius there. We went to a park, didn't know how the barbecue was going to be, didn't know how long it would take to heat up and all of those things. So by having the steak effectively already cooked,
Yep.
it just needed searing on the outside. Couldn't really go wrong, even if it didn't fully
Yeah,
sear
it
the
was
way we
perfect
wanted. But it
'cause it
did.
was already-
It cooked really nicely.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So
That
it
was
worked
beautiful.
really well, and we had it with. I had made what Heath would sort of refer to as basically potato croutons
Yes.
that we had already cooked. That we also just chucked on the barbecue right at the while we were cooking the steak as well, and had it with a beautiful bean salad, and it was amazing.
Before you go further, did you want to
this
let
is
people know
weird.
what you just
Yes.
did there?
So I've started keeping like clean onion skins to use for making stocks. So so if I'm going to be making like a chicken stock using a chicken frame, or I made a big beautiful sort of meaty stock with some lamb bones left over from a roast. And so I've just been keeping the offcuts from veggies and onion skins because they will imbue a beautiful flavour, a really beautiful rich colour as well, and it's kind of just making something amazing from bits and pieces that otherwise would have completely gone to waste. So poor Heath is just putting up with the fact that there's like random bags of bits and pieces in the freezer. But it was actually really funny. We've been watching some old episodes of Nigella Express, I think it must be, from like 2000, and she does that, and I distinctly remember watching that show when I was much younger, so it just must have
Rubbed off on you.
rubbed off on me.
Oh, what? Oh, I missed this. What have we got?
We have got the Cab Merlot that we got given at the hotel we stayed in Melbourne.
Oh, cool. Nice.
It's actually not too bad.
That's not bad at all. Yeah. I
Not
wouldn't
bad
call
for
it
free.
chewy.
No, it's certainly not going to order its own cab. Now, I'm going to just add in, with the onion and garlic, some fresh oregano that we've got from the garden. Our oregano is prolific, so any opportunity that we have to use some up, we are taking. So I've already put a bunch of fresh oregano on the tomatoes as they slow roasted. Such a classic flavour combination. And oregano really is something that sort of lends itself to those beautiful Mediterranean flavours that you get from Lebanese cuisine. And I've also got some parsley that will pop in there, which will just add a bit of freshness as well. Can you get the veggie stock concentrate out of the fridge for me? We'll use the big jar. I might give the small jar to Mum and Dad.
Sure.
So we made a nice batch of veggie stock concentrate yesterday.
Yep.
So there's all sorts of bits and pieces in there. Got a pretty good seal on it. Is
It smells like veggie stock.
Excellent.
It was a little bit stringy.
Okay.
And I think that was because there was a lot of, what are they?
Fennel?
No, I think
Cauliflower.
say it with me, the kale stalks.
Yeah.
I think they're quite fibrous.
Yeah, they are.
So they didn't all cut too much.
Oh,
So some of them are a little bit stringy, but I don't think it's going to matter at all. And so you're going to want a spoon for that.
Mm-hmm. And a mouthful of this.
There you are.
Lovely.
Yep. What else would you like?
I will need some spices.
Okay. Hit me. What would you like?
I'm just gonna scroll through the story of someone's life to get to the.
Yeah, that's how
recipe.
recipes are on the internet.
I need 3 teaspoons of ground coriander.
Okey dokey.
So I'll add a good healthy tablespoon of veggie stock concentrate. Oh, it is rather stringy, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Back in the fridge.
All right, it was 3.
Yes.
Coriander ground.
Yes.
Just checking. End up putting something in there that's completely like sugar, cinnamon sugar. Probably okay.
All right. And 3 teaspoons of cumin. We love cumin.
It is a very good flavour, particularly in like a mince mix. Particularly. Thank you.
And 1.5 teaspoons of smoked paprika. Three-quarters of a teaspoon of ground allspice. It's so interesting. It's kind of like nutmeg, but not. That sentence was not interesting. And a bit of chili. Now these dried chilies do pack a bit of a punch, so I'll just do 2 pinches. You just smell that cauliflower as it's roasting. It's beautiful. And we'll give that a mix. Which is amazing. Thanks to the magic of thermomixing.
How did it go?
It's beautifully brown.
Were you saying that Nigella had something to say about brown food?
Oh, yes. She wrote an essay that was entitled In Defense of Brown Food. But I think it was probably more around like comfort food rather than
Oh, I see.
things coming out of rather unappetizing colour. And we've just got here, it's about 500 grams worth of beef mince. We've done this with pork, which is really good.
But today it's beef.
Today it's beef.
Meanwhile,
it would
we've
be amazing with lamb.
we've got pork in the slow cooker, so we're going to get our fill.
Yeah. It's all about balance.
Balance.
Excellent. And that's just sort of a beautiful, like I guess kind of almost like sausagey kind of consistency. Yeah. I'm not going to eat it, but I will just give it a sniff. Oh, it smells so good. It smells so
I can
good.
smell the spices and stuff from here, so.
Amazing. All right. Now, time to stuff. And while I'm stuffing, I will preheat our teppanyaki plate. The other thing I love about these is that they're so, like, just easy to cook. Really low stress. But a great thing to meal prep. And they do, like, sort of last quite well in the fridge. And then when it comes time to cook them, or like eat them at work, I just heat mine in the sandwich press, which seems to work really well. So I've got here some small sort of pita pockets, which I got on clearance.
What a surprise.
For 20 cents.
They do look like they might be a tad dry, but hey,
That's all right.
the wonderful thing, I guess, about
That's the great thing about this recipe.
the fact is that we're going to be making them crispy, and so dry is not too bad.
Yeah, I mean the biggest sort of issue that I will need to deal with is the fact that they'll be a bit
Crumbly?
yeah.
So they might not hold the mix
But because
quite as well.
but because it's getting cooked and you're not like putting the sandwichy bits and pieces in there, like that's not the end of the world. It's a very forgiving recipe, which is probably why I love it so much.
But the price was insane. I'm just like 20 cents.
Oh yeah, for these. This is where I'll do this thing where I'll probably be like a bit stingy for the first couple.
And then real hefty for the last
And
one,
then
so
real
you're trying to
hefty
use
for
up the last of
so
the things.
then we'll-
Or it could go the other way. Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows?
I'll just sort of try and...
The good thing about the fact that they go on the hot plate is you can kind of seal them that way, can't
Yeah,
you?
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just like making yourself like rissoles almost, or like a burger. It's like the first smash burgers.
Love it. All right, while you're doing one side, let's see if I can do the other. You cut yours first. You're definitely going to be faster, so.
It's going to be a good week food-wise.
It sure is. So quite often we'll have like a wrap with some chicken in it or something like that
Yeah.
for our lunches. or a roll with salad and chicken, or salad and ham, or salad and
Yeah.
corned beef, something like that. But it's pretty rare that we have what could be a hot.
Yeah. So it's just, but it's nice to sort of mix things up a little bit, I reckon.
I've had a plan that I'm just going to prep these, and you can fill them.
Okay. Did you try doing it and...
No, I just realised that I have no idea what sort of quantities you're doing, and I don't want to mess around with your systems. So what I do know is I need to cut these in half, so I can certainly manage that.
I think what I ended up doing last time I did these, and I was a bit concerned that I hadn't been all that even with my divvying up. I think I ended up like the ones that I thought was were a bit hefty.
Yeah.
I just like would do like a less hefty one half, and then a
So let me know when you think you've got a batch to go on the hot plate, although if the hot plate needs some time to heat up.
I should have had the hot plate heating while I was...
It's all good. You did want them all cut, didn't you?
Yes, I did. Don't panic.
Good. They're all cut.
Excellent. Lucky, hey?
That one's not ready.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, this one's particularly tough.
Oh, you know I love a challenge?
Well, that was 20 cents well spent, and I haven't even tasted it yet. But I know I will be.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely not.
And yeah, and the thing is that, like, conceptually, this is a sort of Lebanese style of flavouring, but you could really, like, you could put any flavouring in the mince that you wanted to. There's just something so wonderful about knowing that it's just going to take all the pressure off this week by getting this all done. But we've only sort of got enough for 3 days for this week because Heath will have State of Origin, which means that he'll be travelling to go watch it with family. And I
Will not. You are always welcome, you know that.
I know.
Yeah.
But I actually legitimately do have a dentist appointment on Wednesday night. Which I know sounds like a terrible excuse.
Did you want me to spray this a little bit?
Yeah, if you can put some spray oil
And
on there, that
do
would
you
be
think
amazing.
it'll be hot enough to get started?
I think it will be.
Why don't we get started then? Get some of them on.
I just realised I forgot to put the timer back on for the cauliflower. I'll just give it a quick look. Yeah, there's
I
definitely
can
like...
continue with that if you want to get the first batch on the hot plate.
Yeah, okay, great. All right. So let me get those on.
And how long do you think they're going to need?
It's sort of like a side kind of a jobby, if that even.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. You're basically making hamburgers.
Yep.
And so what's our salad going to contain for our lunches with these?
So it will be like a garden variety sort of mixed baby salad mix. And we'll pop in some extra carrot, some cucumber and celery and some roasted beetroot.
Yeah, very nice.
Purely because it was on clearance. So we're going to just let those cook now, and then we're going to work on that side salad and keep on getting the things chopped and prepped and ready so that we have got something nutritious and delicious for every meal of this week. And I hope that you're taking an opportunity this afternoon as well to do a few bits and pieces that are going to make your life just that little bit easier in the coming week. And we can't wait to do it all again next week on Alongside Lauren.